good? Welcome to another episode of Intelligent Ignorance. I'm your host, Javon Johnson, the Hood's Don Lemon, no homo. All right, and basically here on this show, what we do is we talk about real topics, give you real commentary from real people, just like you and me, man. So this is unfiltered, unsaturated, real shit as they call it. So to the right of me, I have the lovely Tanisha, comedian. You know, how you doing today, lovely?
I'm good.
Good. I'm wonderful. I can't complain. And to the left, I got my man Tone, looking like a cat burglar and shit. But so basically, you know what I mean? Why the fuck I keep talking like that? Alright, I had some Hennessy, people, before we started shooting, pardon me. But all jokes aside, like I said, we're gonna talk about some things that have come up in the media, you know, that affect us as a people and just, you know, people in general. So first of all, we want to talk about Black Panther. Great film that just dropped, starring Chadwick Boseman, my man Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, I hope I said that right. But just a dope movie about a black superhero, you know, doing great things and showing black people an amazing light. Now, one thing I want to know is why Black Panther, you know, this film was supported so much. Right now they over 1 billion worldwide. Then we had a film that came out not too long ago about a real life black superhero, in my opinion, Nat Turner, Birth of a Nation, that didn't do well in the box office at all. Why is Black Panther such a success and the world is just drawn to it, and us as black people, that's all you hear people talking about, Black Panther, Wakanda forever and all that. But then we told someone decided, Nate Parker created a film and did a film that told a story of one of our real life heroes, man, and we didn't go support it. So I'll start with you, Tanisha. Like, why do you feel it was, you know, such a disparagement as to the support with Black Panther and then the lack of support with Birth of a Nation?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons I think was controversy surrounding the director because of his sexual misconduct. A lot of people didn't feel like they wanted to support a film based on, you know, the person's character, the director's character. And also you have to...
like a white woman. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. You know, sometimes when you think and it just come out, I'm sorry.
No, but it's serious.
Yeah.
Some people think they'll look at him. A lot of women will look at him and be like, you know what, you know, he's not necessarily a good guy. They don't necessarily look at the content that he's putting out. It's like if O.J. Simpson were to direct a movie, nobody who believed he actually did it is gonna go see that movie because of the controversy surrounding his character as a person.
I would go see it.
But of course you go see it. You know,
I would too, man.
But I'm just saying, like,
I think I see your point, and right, I think a lot of times, like, black people in general, we're held to a different standard because you have a lot of look at what Harvey Weinstein is going through right now.
Yeah.
For years, people have known that he's been, you know, sexually, you know, mistreating, assaulting, abusing, whatever you want to say, many women. And this guy, you know, has been successful in doing this thing, made, you know, millions of dollars, and no one said, listen, I'm not going to support his films because of his reputation as a man. So Nate Parker, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if he was even, you know, found guilty.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't found guilty.
Right, exactly.
And this
like
happened, how old was he when this happened?
College.
Not that that makes it okay, but I'm just saying, I really don't think that had anything to do with the film. It was just an excuse for white America to
demonize the film.
Exactly.
So that we would have no reason to actually go see it.
Right.
We'll see him as a negative person and we won't attend it and support his film.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. But I also think it's because Black America is like almost tired of seeing movies in that time frame. Like, we want to see something that shows us in the future. We want to see something positive. We want to see something that's like having us as a hero, not because we are beaten down or brutalized, but because people actually look up to us and believe in us and ask us for our, you know, assistance and help and stuff like that. And Black Panther is a superhero. He's someone that we look at just like, no, okay, he's from a village that far surpasses every other area in the world. You know, he's intelligent. they're more civilized than regular, like America or any other place in the world. So we're looking at that like this is what we want to be.
Self-sufficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we look at movies like Birth of a Nation, like, okay, this is where we came from. But sometimes we don't want to remember where we came from all the time. We get bombarded with all these films that are nothing but slavery or civil rights. That's the only thing that we get.
But let me say this: the difference in that is that Birth of a Nation was told by a black man who actually did the research. How many times have we supported all of these films that was not to take away from the director's skill, but that was written and directed by somebody who wasn't part of the culture.
Right.
And I'm talking about we celebrated it in mass. Then when he gets a little controversy behind him.
Yeah, but what are we supposed to do with Birth of a Nation? Are we gonna go to the movies and change or something? How are we supposed to celebrate that movie? Only by seeing it is how we're celebrating it.
That's how.
But that's
exactly.
historical.
But I think a lot of times, and to your point, Tone, like, it is. We have seen, many films. We've seen Rule to 12 Years a Slave. All these films where we're oppressed and we're beat down and we're inferior. But Birth of a Nation shows that, and it shows how we came up out of that. Through fighting back, and I think it was very triumphant. And it's a story that I think we need to see, our children need to see, because they're not teaching that shit in school.
No.
They're not teaching us about Nat Turner. When they talk about slavery, they want to talk about us being oppressed and us, being, beat down by the white man. The Nat Turner story shows that all of us weren't, just so subservient and meek and humble to the point where we didn't fight back. It shows a black man saying, no, fuck that, I'm going to take my freedom. And I'm going to take my people with me by any means, even if I got to take lives. So I think that's a necessary story.
Let me piggyback off of what he said. Let me piggyback off of what he said because, and that's another reason why I believe it didn't receive the financial support it did because this movie depicted a black man actually revolting against the systemic oppression that he was against, and they're not gonna push that forward. And I think that's the reason why Fox bought the movie, honestly, to actually suppress it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Let me purchase it, and this will never get out there.
Right.
But it just so happened. Right, that's my point.
But the thing is, a lot of black movies, even movies that are not geared towards slavery or civil rights, they don't really get as much promotion. When you look at
Hidden Figures got it.
Hidden Figures got it because, like I said, it was in the civil rights era. If it's not a part of that era, it's not going to get promotion. Like, how many people went to go see the Taraji P. Henson movie when she was like, it was directed by a black person or a person of color, starred mostly black people. She was like an assassin, kind of like superhero kind of thing.
And it's funny, when that movie was being promoted, and I saw the trailer and everything, I told my mother and my wife, I told them that movie's not going to do well. I knew it wasn't, and I didn't exactly know why, but I can just tell that it wasn't going to do well, and that film came and went. It could have been a great movie.
You understand? Why not? Because look at put a white female in that. You have Saul. Anything Angela Jolie,
and that's what I'm saying.
Kill Bill.
It has, sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with the content. It just has something to do with the fact that nobody really supports black films because we're not being marketed. If you don't see,
they don't put the money
they
behind
don't put the money behind the marketing. You see 2 commercials for all black film, and then that would be it. And people forget that it comes out. And that's the same thing that probably happened with the Nat Turner film. You see like 1 commercial, 2 commercials, maybe it was nominated for something, but that's it.
Right.
It wasn't pushed. It wasn't bombarded in our face like Black Panther was. And not only that, you have to realize the underlying culture, the demographic that they're marketing to. There's black people, and then there's the subculture of the geek culture. And there's a lot more people who are geeks, part of the geek culture, that would go see a superhero movie instead of a movie about their own history. So that's probably why Black Panther did so well, because of that, subculture of it.
I still think it's bullshit.
It is.
Yeah, I do too.
It is.
I do too.
But
man.
you have to realize people are just tired. People are tired of seeing that. We want to see black people empowered. We want to see black people in power and empowered. So Nat Turner, yes, he was a person. He was a hero. He took over the town. He rose up against his. He pretty much got his freedom. But it's still in that he had to fight in that way. You know what I mean? Like his freedom, he was oppressed. He wasn't just a black man who succeeded. He was a black man who had to fight to actually have the basics of freedom. And I think we want to see people
during that era. I honestly believe death is part of the freedom. But
we want to see people that have freedom, that do things with their freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's still no excuse though, because I mean that's the problem. We have to support our own shit, especially when you know that man worked so hard to get that film made for years to get funding behind it and put everything on hold. And how does that make him feel as a black man? Like I did this movie for us, and this is the things I get. That's a slap in the face. We say we want to see more films that star us, that tell our stories, but if it's not sexy enough, you know what I mean, and it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles, if it's not entertaining, that's the problem with us, man. We always want to be fucking entertained and not educated.
A lot of times because we want to go to the movies to escape.
I get that. But going to see Birth of a Nation, it was an escape too, because we're not living in those times right now.
But when you see something like that, it kind of makes you have a sort of PTSD, living through something that you haven't even lived through. Seeing a film about like deep-seated racism, when you come out of there, there's sometimes you're just like angry at the first white person that you see.
And you should be. And that's good. And that's, you know what though?
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
And speaking to your point, and I know we're talking about Black Panther. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I don't know if you guys saw 7 Seconds yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, check it out. But basically, it's a series based on basically the things you spoke about, how the justice system for us, there really is no justice. I'll just say it like that because I don't want to fuck it up for y'all because y'all haven't seen it. But I saw like on social media, Instagram, Facebook, a lot of people were saying they're not going to watch 7 Seconds because they feel like it came out around the same time as Black Panther, to take away from our feeling of feeling empowered and loving being black and rejoicing in our culture, to make us feel, go back to feeling sad and angry about racism and injustices in this country. I think sometimes us as black people, we want to live in a fairyland where, we don't have to really talk about the realities that we deal with in this country. Yeah, I loved fucking, Wakanda and the great things we did, but we can't lose sight of where we are and how we're treated in this country as people. So I think there needs to be this safe balance there where we do those pieces like Black Panther. That's definitely needed for the culture. But we also have things like Birth of a Nation and 7 Seconds and things like that to show us, like, listen, don't forget where you came from and how this country really looks at you while you're still celebrating being who you are.
I know. The thing is with 7 Seconds, 7 Seconds is like geared in the present day.
Yes,
so it's more
it is.
relatable, and that's why people are probably going to like be more mindful of actually seeing that, because it's something we're going through right now versus a movie about slavery.
Yeah, but think about it. Our youth, they're not going to voluntarily go back and do that research on that and stuff like that, because it's such a microwave society.
That's true. That's
And
true,
they
because
not
they don't.
learning
And I think
teach
it's
that in school.
right. That's what I'm saying. They're not learning in the school, so it's the onus is on the parents. You know something? Let's go see this to educate you on this, and it's coming from a personal space.
Right. And everybody talk about Black Panther and Wakanda and all that. Is Wakanda even realistic? We gotta think, black people, we would probably fuck Wakanda up, man. We would probably bootleg vibranium and shit, selling it on the side, stealing it. We'd probably open a strip club with all the bald-headed chicks in it, call the shit bald heads and buns or some shit like that. We'd fuck it up. T'Challa probably would end up fucking with a Kardashian and start making whack music and shit. Oh, now that's Kanye. That's Kanye. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. But we'd probably fuck up Wakanda, man. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm joking, man. Wakanda is a beautiful place, and I would love to be there.
The premise of the whole Marvel and the black superhero is dope, right? But I do think that blacks should feel ashamed for not supporting that turn in the same way they supported Black Panther.
But I just feel like, although I understand where the two of you are coming from, it seems like black people can never enjoy anything. we're always like, when we enjoy Black Panther, we're told that we should feel bad because we didn't get a chance to support something else. Why can't we just like relish in the fact that we have Black Panther and we did go see it and we did support it because of the specific reason that it made us feel empowered, versus making us feel bad for not wanting to see another film about, you know,
Slavery.
But there's always that why can't we just have something and be happy? Why do we always have to be criticized? We're being criticized right now by our own people.
That's real, man. I agree. I embrace Black Panther like a motherfucker, man. I was talking with a Condon accent for a couple weeks, man. Yeah, man. I saw my shit, the Brown Panther. That is the sequel that will come from Marvel, the Brown Panther. You know, I was told that I was not dark enough to play the Black Panther, so look out for the Brown Panther from Maurice Studios, not Marvel. Maurice. Okay, holla at Maurice if you have any film ideas. Okay, you give him $50 up front, you get a feature film for $50 down Maurice Studios. You know what? Nah, I love Ruth, and I don't want to take anything away from that picture, man, because this is such an amazing time. We was talking about this before we even came on set and shooting, how it's just such a dope time to be, you know, black in America, and they kind of, you know, giving us our just due, man. It's long overdue, and we got to take advantage of it, man. And we do have to relish and enjoy and celebrate, you know.
When we get like at least one win, and I know
it is. How long we gonna have this
exactly? Because right now, black is a trend.
Yeah.
And trends die. So after a while, we're not gonna be.
I don't think trends die. I think it's gonna fizzle out until the point where they can capitalize on it monetarily.
Yeah,
everyone's trying to capitalize on being black right now.
Yes.
You have like all of the plastic surgeries that women are getting and men are getting just to look black.
Yeah.
Hair extensions that white women are getting just to look black. Black is in right now. Music, you see.
Black has always been in. It's just being put to the forefront.
Now people are acknowowledging the fact that you know, I'm trying to be black.
Yeah, of course. Because
we're freaking cool.
Bro, ain't nothing like us,
this melanin is all right.
Yeah.
No skin cancer. Just kidding.
Yes. So I mean, I appreciate both of y'all stances on that.